Hello, welcome to easyodds.com YouTube channel. My name is Ross Casey. I'm here with the horse racing extraordinaire, that is Jake Johns. Now, last video we went through the Epsom Derby. This time around we're going through the Epsom Oaks. But before we do, let's quickly remind you of a great offer that Bet at Home have. Okay. You can bet for £10 and they'll give you £20 free bets. So whichever horse Jake is backing in the Oaks, which I'm sure you'll find out very, very shortly, back it at £10 and get £20 free to use elsewhere. So that's a bet with our friends Bet at Home. So let's get stuck in to the Oaks.
Right, the girls take centre stage. It's actually run before the Derby, but I just thought I'll get the Derby one out there and then I'll do the Oaks one after. Bit crazy, but you know. And I would say the picture for this is at least as puzzling as the Derby one, if not more, because there's a short price favourite, Rhododendron. Let's start with her. She was my tip for the 1,000 guineas at 9 to 4. Went off much shorter than that because Churchill won. Everyone got stuck into the AP O'Brien filly, and yeah, she got a little bit unlucky in running, got blocked, and yeah, met a bit of traffic as well. But she got beaten by 2 lengths, and I'm not 100% sure she would have won anyway, even without the interference. So, I mean, you can't be 100% guaranteed. No one can say she would definitely have won. So, I don't know. She was really, really impressive on her final start as a 2-year-old, and she's likely to come on as the season progresses, as pretty much all of these AP O'Brien fillies do. I was so close to just tipping her to win this at 13 to 8. But at the end, I decided to look further down the list, find a bit of value, because for her to warrant that price this early on, there's still quite a long way to go. She would have to be pretty certain to win. It doesn't look the best Oaks, but there are a couple in there that are completely unexposed. It could be anything. She didn't dominate her 2-year-old season as much as, you know, the likes of Minding or other fillies have in the past. She didn't win the 1,000 guineas. She got beaten by 2 lengths. Yes, she met treble, but I don't know. At 13 to 8, it's just a slightly too short for me. Although I was very, very close to tipping her anyway. But the first horse I like is Horseplay for Andrew Balding. I very, very rarely tip Andrew Balding horses or fillies, but this one looks pretty special. Royce Murphy likely to take the ride as well. She's only had 3 career starts to date, but looked ridiculously impressive on her most recent 2 starts. She started off her career at Ascot, not fancied at all. I think she was about 14 to 1 she went off. Didn't run too badly, in 4th, very keen, clearly going to come on for the run, and she 100% did come on for the run. She absolutely bolted up at Nottingham next time, and that's when everyone started taking notice. She won by 13 lengths in soft ground. Absolutely everything from the race in behind improved many lengths after that. The second horse won within 2 starts, which made me think it was a pretty decent race. It was on soft ground though. And then she went into the Newmarket race, went off about 11 to 2 for the Pretty Polly Stakes. That was her first run as a 3-year-old. And she won with loads in hand that day. It was only 3/4 of a length winning margin, but she actually won with way more in hand than that. She was always going to. It looked like she was always going to win to me, especially in the last couple of furlongs. She was keen for the first half of the race though, like she was at Ascot on her first run, which hopefully means there'll be lots more to come. But she travelled really well in the last couple of furlongs, especially the last 3. Coming there really strongly, put the race to bed. She actually got a bump as well. She looked a little bit off balance. But yeah, she won with loads in hand. She just went straight into the tracker as a filly that is will definitely come off the run. She clearly needed it, like she did last season at Ascot, but she ran way better than she did then. And she obviously possessed a hell of a lot of talent, goes on any ground. Maybe it might want a little bit of juice, but it goes very well. And that was rock hard ground as well. Yeah, like I said, she got a bump at Newmarket, which wouldn't have helped her balance, but she looked slightly unbalanced, I'd say, coming into the dip, which wouldn't be the perfect thing going into Epsom. But this morning at Breakfast at the Stars, which isn't my favourite thing, but I was watching it today, she was straight as a die. Probably one of the most impressive bits of work of the entire, Breakfast with the Stars thing. Royce Murphy actually quoted as saying she handled the track as well as any horse I've ridden there. Which he's obviously ridden a lot of horses. He's obviously ridden a lot of horses there. and she looked way more relaxed than she did at Newmarket. And obviously it's stupid, like you can't completely compare a bit of work to the Oaks, but I mean it's still a promising sign. So there should be more to come. She's shown that she handles rock hard ground, like I said before at Newmarket when she won that Pretty Poly Stakes. But a bit of rain would be perfect, and there is some rain floating around next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, and a bit on Friday as well. So if she does get a bit of rain, her price is going to free fall. I mean, she could go off 7-1 possibly if it comes off good to soft. Even if it comes up faster, I think she'll have a chance over this trip. Yeah, she's by Cape Cross, obviously sired a lot of good Epsom Derby winners. So, you know, See the Stars, Golden Horn, and so she's got a big chance. I think she's decent value at 12-1. So she's the first one I like. But the other one I like is a bit different. With this one you're going to have to look at the forecast very closely, and I would not recommend backing her now at all. I'll probably wait until next Tuesday, see if the rain comes. If it does come, then she'll run. If it doesn't come, she won't run. Okay. But probably get there before the final declarations, because she might go off much shorter if it comes off quite soft. Comes up good to soft kind of ground. I mean, I honestly don't know whether it's going to be good to firm or good to soft at the moment, because it's a bit quite far in advance. There's a bit of rain forecast. I think if it comes up good on the soft side of good or good to soft, I think she'll run. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll be saying on Tuesday probably whether I think you should back her or not at the price she is at that time and the weather forecasts, just to see what happens with the weather, because she isn't going to run if it doesn't rain. She's only had 2 career starts today. Vintage Folly, currently best price of 40-1. She won at Newcastle before stepping up an enormous amount to come second in the Musidora, behind Shutter Speed, who I rate massively. She's almost definitely going to win in France, but she's not going to the Oaks. And the form of her Newcastle win is actually working out all right. Loads of next time out winners. The second actually won at Chester's May Festival pretty well, also John Gosden. So that's not that bad form straight away. Straight out of the books, not too bad form. But she had to step up her rating about £30 to be competitive with Shutter Speed and the Musidora. The race was completely not run to suit. She was stuck out wide throughout. It was a really slow pace, which she would have hated. And she still managed to stay on really well into second. She looked like the trip will be perfect. This trip, the Oaks trip. And it should be obviously noted that Hugo Palmer is bombing at the moment. He's doing terribly. And to put performance that much better than her first run, when the Yard are doing so badly, she could be pretty special, I think. And she could easily come on again. It's only her second run. I mean, the stats probably aren't with her exactly, but she could easily come on again for the run. Hugo Palmer, if he's got a couple of runners in the next few days, if he can get some winners in the bag, just a sign, just something to show us that his yard's going not as bad as we think, then 40-1's enormous. And we need rain as well. There's lots of things that we need, variables. We need Hugo Palmer to get a few winners. We need some rain, that's for definite, because she won't run otherwise. But if we do, 40-1 is big, I think. She's only going to improve more. But yeah, I will be tweeting out whether I think she's worth a bet. But if you don't follow me on Twitter, just wait until Tuesday and make your own decision on the weather. Has it been raining? Is it going to rain? How much is it raining at Epsom, etc., etc. But yeah, those are my 2 tips at the moment. Well, 1 tip and then 1 maybe tip depending on the rain. Horseplay for Andrew Broading at 12-1. For the Oaks, that's going to be to win as well. And the other one I like is Vintage Folly each way at 40-1, but wait until we see what the weather does before you go back in that.
Excellent stuff for the Oaks there from our man Jake Johns. And remember that Bet at Home have a great offer of bet £10, get £20 back. And if you fancy a big price selection, and there's 2 there from Jake in the Oaks especially. So without any further ado, make sure that you sign up using the link in the end of this video, and also in the little click button ahead of our heads at some point in the video.
Ross, I'm just going to go through some of the other runners as well that people might be interested in. Enable for John Gosden, currently second favourite. This is the horse they're going all in with, Khaled Abdullah and John Gosden, because it's putting Shutter Speed, they're taking over Shutter Speed to France. They think Enable will be more likely to stay this trip. She was really impressing at Chester. I tipped her that day, but she did have the run of the race. But she did win pretty easily, so she could easily come on for the run. But yeah, like I said, there's a couple more that I fancy a little bit more. One more that I actually like, an absolutely massive price that isn't definitely going to run, but she's going to need fast ground. So she's the opposite to Vintage Folly. Is Al Jazeera, trained by Luca Kamani. She won first time out. Not many Luca Kamani horses win first time out. She's got ridiculously good breeding. Out of Dynaforce by Frankel. Group 1, both Group 1 winners, obviously Frankel's multiple Group 1 winner. But she needs fast ground. She ran like she needed fast ground at Newbury last time when she was third, and that was soft ground. She could easily come off that run. The trip is a bit of a worry for her, but she's 50-1, which is massive. But yeah, I'm not going to be tipping her at the moment because I'm not sure how strong that Newbury race was. But she could easily come off the run. It's just a lively one at a big price that what was of note.
Good stuff there from my man Jake Johns. Further selection for a possible run there at a big price, 50-1. So thanks much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Like this video, comment on this video, ask Jake a question. If you've got a question about the Oaks, he'll get back to you pretty sharpish. I've been Ross Casey, and this is Jake.